Hello, wherever you are joining us from today, we want to say a huge welcome to our global community. We hope that you're enjoying the Customer Marketing Summit. I also want to send out an extra special thank you to all our sponsors, partners, and participants who together have made this event possible. We are also delighted to welcome Crowdvocate as our headline sponsor today. Their sessions are bursting with insights to help you level up. But remember, the learning doesn't stop here. If you haven't already, you can upgrade your pass to include access to all today's sessions on demand with our Access All Areas pass. Or you can become a PMA Pro member and benefit from unlimited access to exclusive templates, frameworks, and our entire library of videos and slide decks from our events. And remember, have your questions at the ready. Simply post your question in the comments section and get awesome advice from an expert in the field. What's not to love about that? So now, on to the next talk.
Hi everyone, my name is Katie Smeal and I'm a Senior Customer Advocacy Manager at DocuSign based in the Atlanta area. Prior to jumping in and talking all about community, I just wanted to take a moment to share a little bit more about who I am. This is my family here, minus our cat and dog. They're a little bit harder to rally for family photos, so you'll just see the three of us here today. I have a 14-month-old fiery, fun baby girl. For me, I'm figuring out what the role of being a working mom, a working parent looks like. I'm not sure if you ever figure it out, but if there's anybody who's new on this journey or has been on this journey for some time, I'd love to connect with you and share our experiences as we move forward through this. I love spending time with my friends and my family. Running is my release. So it's been, a very high stress environment for all of us for over a year now. So I found running to be a really good release for me, and in the process have grown to love it. I enjoy traveling and trying new food. We've been pretty stationary for the time being, but really excited for the opportunities when we can get out and show our little one, what this world has to offer. So this is why we're here today, is to talk more about, how do we move away from that transactional, traditional way of doing reference recruitment to building a holistic customer advocacy community. Before we jump in, though, I just wanted to take a moment to thank Rose Johnstone and the Product Marketing Alliance Group for bringing the customer advocacy and customer marketing community together. This is an area that's really taking off, and it's exciting to see an event like this where we can all come together in community and share our learnings. How are we elevating the customer voice? How are we putting the customer voice first and nurturing and developing relationships with our customers to build and create true customer advocates? So thank you, Rose and team, and thank you all for taking the time to join my session. In the spirit of community, I thought I would start us off with a definition. If you look it up, it's a feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attitudes, interests, and goals. So as human beings, we crave connections with others, through sharing our stories, through sharing our experiences, and that's how we create true community. And gathering and sharing stories is something that I've been passionate about in my personal life. And I never really knew that there was a way to bring that into the business and tech world until I learned about customer advocacy. And through learning all about what customer advocacy has to offer, I realized that's exactly what the business and tech world needed to embrace and bring to life. When I was at VMware, I was responsible for creating and launching our global customer advocacy community. It was a really exciting and rewarding challenge. I joined the DocuSign customer advocacy team earlier this year to be a part of building and launching the customer advocacy program at DocuSign. And at DocuSign, we're really working together to identify opportunities to move away from that traditional way of engaging with our customers and creating true customer advocates with a robust and engaging experience. So to create an engaging experience for our customers and those relationships, we have to look beyond the way that we've done things in the past and really look for bringing these special moments of being together in person to an online forum. There might be times where we're able to engage, with our customers in person, but really majority of our connection will be with our customers online. So how do we bring these magic moments into the online community? So before, we jump in and talk about steps and discuss all of that together, I wanted to share this quote and a story from a few years ago when my team and I were finally on site at a conference after launching our online customer advocacy community. We were standing there at our booth, watching our customer advocates engage with each other, exchange numbers, attend sessions together, share stories. And it was incredible to witness how community and creating community within the tech space could truly come to life and the impact that it has on our customers. So I sat down to talk to one of our customer advocates just to catch up, see how things were going for him personally, in the work sphere, and also, how can we make this community better? What are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? And just learn from him. And this is what he said to me. He said, the IT world is a big place and it's easy to get lost. The future of technology is only going to move faster and faster. We must build and rely on a community of people and resources we trust to achieve our current and future goals. This was the moment that I realized the impact that we can have on our customers by creating community and on our business. And I use this, and I think about and reference this quote all the time as I'm realizing the possibility, what is possible with customer advocacy and community. And it's exactly this. And it's the impact that we can have on our customers by bringing them together to let them network and share experiences. And what that does for our business is hugely significant. And it's really just bringing that magic of being together in person and bringing it to the online format. So I share this as a success story to inspire you wherever you are in your journey of moving from that transactional reference recruitment model to providing and creating a customer advocacy community for your customers. Having a customer share the impact that your community has on them, is the dream state, but it takes a lot of thoughtful work and planning to get there. So for those of you who are just on the beginning of your journey, we are with you at DocuSign. We are in the beginning stages of transitioning from a transactional reference model at DocuSign to a relational experience with our customers. Throughout my session today, I will share experiences that I've had building an online customer advocacy community in a previous role, and also share, experiences that I'm having at this point in the beginning stages of what does our customer advocacy program look like at DocuSign. And my hope in sharing these experiences is you can identify where you are in your journey and you're empowered to take that next step and to move from that transactional way of engaging with customers and really build a community around customer advocates. So when I was introduced to customer advocacy, it was really through that transactional and traditional way of doing reference recruitment. So we interact with our customers, we provide them with an opportunity through email, whether that's a speaking opportunity or, a webinar or anything like that. Any opportunity, for them to share their story. We work with the customer, to bring this to life, showcase their story. We thank them, and then that's the end of our communication. There's a gap there from when we support the opportunity with our customer, and then when we connect with our customer again. And we typically are not reaching out until there's another opportunity to engage with our customer around, an opportunity that's arisen. So we have this gap. And so it's really difficult to nurture relationships with our customers when we're only reaching out as opportunities arise. So what's wrong with that model? It's very transactional to start. I know I've used that word several times now, but it's a very transactional model. So how can we expect our customers to feel a connection and a commitment to our business if we're only reaching out as opportunities become available? When we gather in person, we don't just walk up to each other, exchange the bare necessities, and leave. We stay, we listen, we share experiences, and we connect with one another. And this is why building an online customer advocacy community that mirrors that feeling of being in person is so important. It's giving our customers a dedicated space to share their stories, to connect with each other, to connect with our business, and feel this sense of partnership with us and this relationship where we're both communicating consistently with each other and learning about each other beyond just, the transaction at the sales point. So before we begin and talk through some of the steps to launching a customer advocacy community, I just want to point out that it's really critical to do a business assessment to identify all of the customer touch points within your business. So from the moment that our customers transact with sales, what happens next? And what does that journey look like? Who's engaging with our customers throughout their journey? And what does that experience look like? And I think that's really going to help with you as you build out a community and just your customer advocacy program in general to see what does that experience currently look like and what do we want it to look like in the future and what is that vision. So as you take off on this adventure, it's important to first identify your internal stakeholders and executive sponsors. So think about all of the teams that you support as a customer advocacy team. Those will be really important stakeholders that you'll want to identify as you're building out what it looks like to launch this community. And also with your executive sponsors, they're going to be, for lack of a better word, your advocates through this journey and helping you to be able to get to the point of launching your customer advocacy community. From there, you'll want to research and identify a platform for hosting the community. So take the time to really look at what makes sense for your business. When we were at VMware, we partnered with Influitive, and it was a great partnership, and we were able to accomplish a lot together. But I would recommend really looking, what makes sense for your business and your overall goals, and find that platform that meets that criteria that you're looking for and build out a presentation that talks all about the value of that platform, talks all about the value of what community would bring to your business and get that all, in one presentation, and then schedule time to share your presentation with executive sponsors and internal stakeholders. It's really important that we not only, we lay out and identify what the value is of the platform that we've selected, but also, what does it look like for the business? How is this customer advocacy community going to be of value to customer success, to sales, to marketing, to PR, to AR, to all of these internal groups that we interact with? We need to make sure that the value is very, very well defined as we present to our executive sponsors and internal stakeholders. And then next, I would, encourage you to network internally and socialize your community plans. So, as you're meeting with different groups, the ones that I just mentioned and beyond that, socialize what you're planning to do with your customer advocacy community. Get their feedback, make them really feel a part of this village to launch this customer advocacy community for your customer base. That way, when you go to launch, you're not in a place where people are, why are you launching this? What is this? You have a whole village behind you supporting you because they see the value and how this is going to really make a difference in the customer journey. And then one group in particular that I would, pay close attention to is your reference managers. So, being a reference manager myself for many years now, we're used to that traditional model, where we reach out to our customers through email. We, work with our customer on the opportunity, we thank them, and we either connect through email or LinkedIn, but that's what we've been used to operating in for so long. So you need to recognize that this is a big change, and change can be hard. So I think it's very important to schedule one-on-one sessions with reference managers to make sure that they see the value in engaging with their customers and being able to nurture their relationships with their customers in this community, and making sure that they have the opportunity to share feedback and really feel empowered to go into the community, engage with their customers in that way. And then you'll want to, at the same time, be thinking about your launch plan. So these are just a couple of, key points that I have fully recognizing that a lot of work goes into each of these, and there's probably more or less all the way in between. And so, this is what I would recommend just based on my experience. But first, you'll want to identify the regions that you launch to and develop a plan to support. So, as you're looking at the different regions that you're rolling out to, you'll want to make sure that you identify what's the right way of engaging with these different regions. Is it important? What's important in North America? What's important? What's the difference in engaging in EMEA or APAC? So that when you welcome these customer advocates into your community, they really feel welcomed, and it's a great customized experience for them. So it's really important to dedicate the time to look and do the research around how do I, launch with each region so that they feel supported, welcomed, and it's successful. And then from there, you'll want to identify a list of customers to invite. So if you think of a party or a gathering, oftentimes there's the stars and those who are really, really excitable and they're sharing and all of that. And then there's other individuals who are more listeners. And so it's really important to look at that in-person gathering and how do we bring that to life into this community. So you can do that by, inviting existing customer advocates that you've already nurtured those relationships with, and then inviting in new advocates so that they can interact with each other. And maybe those, who you've known for some time, really encourage your other customer advocates to share their stories and to network with each other and connect with each other. You'll want to make sure to draft email invitation and welcome messages for customers. So have that all prepared, outlining the value. When the moment that they join, the community, what is the value to them? Give them a guided journey so that when they join the community, they're not just lost. They know where to go, and you can guide them through their experience. Creating an editorial calendar and content is hugely helpful. So having content published every single week and prior to launch, will make you successful. So what we did was we created an editorial calendar. That way we could be really thoughtful with planning ahead of time of what content do we want to have, and being flexible as things, pop up. With Influitive's guidance, they shared with us 3 to 5 pieces of content is a great place to start. And so, making sure that you have fresh content in the community each week and different types of content for your customer advocates to engage in, not just here's more, product announcements, but doing product announcements, company announcements, asking them what their holiday plans are. What would you be interested in sharing your story? What does that look like for you? And finding ways to really elevate the customer voice and giving them a chance to shine, whether it's, enhancing their personal brand or professional brand. And you can do that with engaging in a variety of different content. And then outline a plan of engagement and the community role. So making sure you have someone dedicated to the community so that, you have each and every day that your advocates log in, they're being engaged with. They have someone to ask questions, someone who's, from your business who is showing up every single day for your customers. And that's the way that you can really nurture and develop relationships. So from there, you'll probably be asked, what is success? What are the benefits? How do you know you have a great network of advocates? And these are some of the ways that I've identified a great network of advocates. So first, starting with your loyal customers. No matter who your customer is, maybe there's no product issues or any type of issues, but maybe there are, but the difference is the way that the business shows up. How do you show up for your customers when they're having product issues or any other type of friction? The way that you show up as a business and as a customer advocacy team is how you establish loyal customers. It's your customers who, even if there's been some struggles, still speak positively about your brand when you're in and you're out of the room. It's empowered reference managers. So your reference managers are excited and empowered to jump into the community, network with their customer advocates, nurture those relationships. It's uncovering niche product use cases. So, looking in the community, there's going to be different niche use cases. Maybe it's because a sales, request came in and you show it to the community and find them that way, or it might be customers raising their hands to share their story. Hey, I've got a story and I, would love to share it. How do I do that? Can I do a speaking session? Or maybe, your customers prefer more private conversations so they can talk one-to-one with other customers. That's another option. So when you have customer advocates who are raising their hand to share their story, you've got a great network. And then community engagement, outside, in addition to raising their hands to share their story, they're engaging in the community. If a discussion forum is relevant to the community that you launch, they're the ones creating topics in there. It's not just from the business, encouraging participation. They're going in there and creating those topics. And really, if you can look at your community and see that it mirrors the presence of an in-person gathering, you've done something really, really meaningful. So we'll wrap up here just, talking about how to measure success and report ROI. This is the way that, I've approached it with the community that I've launched. And then as, we're working through this at DocuSign, what does this look like? And I really start with our stakeholders. So as a customer advocacy team, who do we support? With references, with stories, anything like that. And it's really mostly going to be sales, marketing, public relations, and analyst relations. And there's a consistent theme you can see here as far as, fulfilling requests much quicker through the community. And I think that has a huge impact on the overall success of the customer advocacy team and for these different groups. So if you think about sales, for example, when a sales request comes in, we typically have a pretty short turnaround to fulfill that. The request can take from hours to days to even a month, to be able to fulfill that. And if you put this opportunity, to share their story in the community, within hours, you have a huge network of advocates who are raising their hands and wanting to support you in this because they love your brand and they love your business. So in that way, that's a huge impact on sales. You're able to help fulfill this request more quickly, which ultimately could close the deal faster. And then you have influence on revenue by supporting sales. Increased number of customer stories developed. So sales uses those in the sales cycle. When they're talking to customers, they want to hear from another customer. How has this customer in this industry used it? So by having a huge community of advocates who want to speak and share their story, you're able to create even more customer stories to support sales, marketing, public relations, and analyst relations. And then again, this isn't an area that, I've had a huge focus on, but with marketing, product roadmap feedback and insights, an NPS survey, that's a great opportunity to engage with customers, to get feedback and to relay those results back to marketing. And then with public relations and analyst relations, saving time by securing customers more quickly. Media opportunities come in fast. So how can we identify those and fulfill those requests faster through the community? And then increasing the number of reviews on analyst review sites. So providing that as an opportunity for customers to engage and share their story in that format. So I want to wrap up with thanking you all again for coming together at this event, for sharing your learnings and being open with your experiences. This is a really exciting place to be as a customer advocacy marketer and customer marketer in general. This area is taking off and it's really, really exciting to be a part of it. So I just want to say thank you for joining my session. Thank you for being a part of this community and being open to listening and sharing your experiences. I hope that, the experiences and tips that I've shared today help you identify where you are in your journey from transitioning, from that transactional way of engaging with customers to really building a holistic customer advocacy community. So thank you very much. And I hope you enjoy all the rest of the sessions today.